Uncle Fred was a legend in our family. He had moved to the UK decades ago when he was just a young man. He spent 33 years building a life for himself there. We heard stories of his hard work and success. He would visit us in Ghana every few years, always bearing gifts and tales of his life abroad. His visits were a source of excitement and pride for the entire family. Then the time came for Uncle Fred to retire. He had meticulously planned for this moment. He had built a grand house in our hometown, a testament to his years of toil. This house was to be his sanctuary, his haven for a peaceful and enjoyable retirement. He packed his belongings, bid farewell to the UK and returned to Ghana, ready to begin this new chapter. His return was met with fanfare and celebration. We were all thrilled to have him back home. We looked forward to spending more time with him, to sharing meals and stories under the warm Ghanaian sun. Uncle Fred's house was everything he had promised and more. It was a beautiful, spacious home, designed for comfort and relaxation. It had a large garden, a balcony overlooking the town, and even a guest wing for when we visited. It was the kind of house we all dreamt of owning, a symbol of a life well lived. However, it soon became apparent that something was amiss. Uncle Fred, despite his meticulous planning, had not anticipated the toll that age would take on his body. He had returned to Ghana with a heart condition and aching joints. Simple tasks like climbing stairs or tending his garden became monumental challenges. The house, once a symbol of his freedom and accomplishment, now felt like a gilded cage. He was trapped within its walls, unable to fully enjoy the fruits of his labour. He yearned to stroll through the marketplace, to visit old friends, to explore the countryside he had missed for so many years. But his body was no longer cooperating with his desires. Retirement, once a beacon of hope and leisure, had become a time of frustration and confinement for Uncle Fred. He had sacrificed so much, worked so hard for this moment, yet he was unable to truly relish it. His story, though heartbreaking, is not unique. Many people, like Uncle Fred, dedicate their lives to building a future they may not fully experience. They pour their time and energy into their careers, into saving for a tomorrow that might look very different from what they envisioned. They delay gratification, believing that happiness lies in some distant, predetermined point in time. Uncle Fred's story is a poignant reminder that life is unpredictable. Our bodies age, our circumstances change, and the future we meticulously plan for might not materialize as we expect. Section 4. The pitfalls of deferred living. The tendency to defer living is a trap that many of us fall into. We believe that happiness is something to be earned, something to be enjoyed only after we have ticked off a checklist of accomplishments. We work tirelessly, save diligently, and postpone our dreams, convinced that the reward will be worth the sacrifice. But what if, like Uncle Fred, we reach that point only to find ourselves limited by factors beyond our control? What if our health fails us or our circumstances change, rendering our carefully laid plans obsolete? The pursuit of future happiness at the expense of present joy is a dangerous game. It robs us of the simple pleasures of today, of the joy of spending time with loved ones, of the satisfaction of pursuing our passions, all for the promise of a tomorrow that may never come. Section 5. Embracing the Now, a call for mini-retirements. Uncle Fred's story is a clarion call to embrace the present moment. It encourages us to find joy in the here and now, to stop postponing our happiness for a future that is not guaranteed. This doesn't mean abandoning our responsibilities or living recklessly. It simply means finding a balance between working towards our goals and savouring the journey. One way to achieve this balance is by incorporating mini-retirements into our lives. These are short periods where we step away from our routines, explore new passions, and reconnect with ourselves and our loved ones. These mini-retirements don't have to be extravagant or expensive. They could be as simple as taking a week off work to pursue a hobby, going on a road trip to explore a new part of the country, or simply spending quality time with family and friends. Section 6. The Legacy of Uncle Fred. A Lesson in Living. Uncle Fred's story, though tinged with sadness, carries within it A powerful lesson. It teaches us that life is not about delaying gratification, but about savoring each day. It reminds us that tomorrow is not promised, and that the best time to live our lives is now. His experience serves as a potent reminder to all of us. We should not wait for retirement to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We should strive to live balanced lives, finding joy in the present while planning for the future. Let us learn from Uncle Fred's story. Let us build lives that are not solely defined by our careers or our aspirations for the future. Let us find joy in the everyday moments, in the company of loved ones, in the pursuit of our passions. Let us live fully, presently, and without regret, for that is the greatest legacy we can leave behind.